Hello, Pep. Can you start with the injury situation, please?
Good morning to everybody. Yeah, okay. Beans came back in the training session. Gundogan, we will see today if he's able to training. So we'll see. But in general, they are okay.
It must have been great to see Gundogan back on the pitch.
We were lucky. Yeah.
After 5 games in the Premier League so far, you've got the same points, same goals difference as Manchester United, same number of wins, draws. You're several points ahead. Do you think at this early stage it's possible to see that it will be these two sides that will be contesting the Premier League?
We are 6, so just I think 2 or 3 points in front of the other one. So it's just 5 games. So I don't know. And when we finish our weekends, always we analyze what is going to happen in the future, but nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. So last season we started quite well. Quite similar like this season. I think the similar goals. We have less points than the last season, and when I think it was a good season last season, considering many things, it was not good enough to fight against the best teams like Chelsea, Tottenham. So I think all the teams like Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea, of course, they are contenders to fight for the Premier League. Important is to be there. So the only regret I have, we didn't fight until the end. That is. Also, you can win and you lose. So we were in semi-finals of the Cup, that's good. But in the Champions League, and especially in the Premier League, we were not good enough to fight until the end.
Do you feel as if you can see that fighting spirit in this squad this season?
I think it's not about the spirit, because I think I'm a good manager, only in the terms that I am able to make them run. So in my period in Barcelona, Bayern Munich, we were a humble team. So we run, we fight like a normal team. Of course, after the quality of the players, I had, and we have made the difference. I think it's not about that. The thing is the way you play, the quality of the way you play. Always every day, I'm more convinced of that. I believe in the quality to play. And you play good, you win. If you don't play good, no chance.
And when you have so many players at the moment in your squad playing so well, what is the thought process for you when you select a team to play in a game like this against Crystal Palace?
It's the toughest moment. It's really not easy. When they are not working good, when they are not good guys in the locker room, when they are not, it's easy. But in that terms, always complicated. But today, the competition, they are so tough, not just in England, everywhere. Because after we finish the World Cup, and after World Cup, they have 2 weeks, maybe 3, and come back again. And you go to China, go to States, and play immediately against Madrid, Barcelona, Tottenham, and the people demanding play good performance, and so on. So the schedule is so complicated. So the NBA finish, I'm not talking about the finals against Golden State Warriors or Cavaliers. I can imagine the other teams, when we were eliminated before, they have 5-6 months off. After that, they have fully booked, and the games are every 3 days. But here these guys play every 3 days, 11 months. So that's why you need a bigger squad. And for them, it's tough, because when they don't play in the right moment, they are upset. But after a few hours, they know in 3 days they have another chance to play. So the only way to handle is in that way. It's impossible to survive just with 13, 14, 15 players. So the important is fit, avoid injuries. That is the best job we can do in terms of medical staff, physios, trainers, training sessions, to keep the players safe to play the next games.
Pep, you've scored 11 goals in your last 2 games. Crystal Palace have not scored, they haven't got a point. Most people will turn up to the stadium tomorrow thinking all you've got to do is go onto the pitch to win. Is that a danger for you?
But my dear fellow, so is the Premier League. And I hear from the beginning, the Premier League, every single team can beat the other one. That is the best expression I met since I arrived. So everything I have a lot of respect what I saw against Southampton, and especially when they did in Burnley, when they create a lot of chances there, and even against Southampton too. So I show to my players all the chances they create in just 2 games. So it's unfair, absolutely unfair They didn't score one game, and when you see Benteke, Loftus-Cheek, Punchen, or Towson, Cavalier, so they have quality enough. They have quality enough. Of course, they're going to play long balls, Benteke, second balls, arrive in crosses and throw-ins and set pieces. So it was quite similar to West Brom. When the first half we were better than them and we deserved 2 or 3 goals in front, but the second half they were much better than us and they deserved 2 or 3 goals. So it depends if we are able to control that game, and of course we play at home. Of course we are so confident to go in the last game before the international break in the Stamford Bridge with 3 points, being there, but it depends on us. Of course it depends on our quality. If we are able to keep our level, we will have a chance to win the game.
In terms of the way that you've got your team playing, do the players now understand what you want from them? Because this seems a very different Manchester City to the one that played last year, even though you started with so many.
Yeah, but in Bournemouth we were not like, for example, last 3 games. So the teams is always, they are in stare a faccio per fields, come si dice?
Pulled by strings.
Bulls?
Pulled by strings.
Pulls by strings. Is it? Yeah, thank you. So it's always, you are okay. One little detail is down, everything is down. So just to be carefully. So what I want to see is a respect. We play, for example, in Watford after 3 games in Champions League game. We just 3 days later away again, and the way we play with not in terms of the quality, of course, because they have that, in the terms of respect for the opponent. That is what they have to do. They have to know when we can lose the game tomorrow. They have to know that. They have to go to sleep tonight, and tomorrow we can lose that game. And when that's happened, we will be closer to win that game.
Roy Hodgson recently became the first ever 70-year-old to be appointed to a Premier League job, to be a manager in this league. Can you see yourself being a manager at 70?
Definitely not. I promise you, no. I love golf.
What does it say about...
But I admire him.
I was going to say, what does it say about Roy Hodgson, though, that he's still got that level of determination and enthusiasm?
Long career. Long career is always our respect. So I respect the guys, for example, Boer plays 600 games in the Premier League. I congratulate him, so that is amazing. So I love that. I love the people who stay there for a long time, and it doesn't matter, and up and downs, success, no success, is always there. They keep going, because it's their passion. They love that. So I admire him, 70 years old, have the energy to put in front of the players, to prepare the games, to read his adrenaline, to know what's going to happen. That is fantastic. So he was in England, in Switzerland, a long time here. He was English national team coach, so manager. So that's good. That's good.
Hi Pep, please how do you assess Gabriel Jesus' performance so far, and how do you rank him among the top strikers in Europe?
So Gabriel helped us a lot when he arrived. We missed him a lot. We cannot forget last season he arrived in January, and after that when his impact was, wow, outstanding. After just 3-4 games was injured 3-4 months. We missed him a lot because our lack of goal last season with him would have been a little bit different. Now it's, he suits good, and with Sergio, with Leroy, with Raj, with Bernardo, with all of them. So he helped us in the way we can make our high pressing, his energy. But also I encourage you, he cannot forget, even in the top striker he is, like he's the number 9 in Brazil. And I promise you, I can imagine, so playing number 9 in Brazil is not easy. I think at least he has a lot of gap to improve. There are a lot of things he can be better in the future because he's young enough. And I'm excited to try to help him especially in the simple things that he can improve to do it, to become a better player.
The last 4 or 5 games that you've played against sides which have attacked a little bit, Liverpool, Watford, etc. Palace are obviously bottom of the table, they haven't scored all season, they're going to come to defend. Is this an area where your team has to improve a little bit? Are you still concerned about these sort of games?
About? Sorry,
when sides come just to defend.
Our case?
When teams come to City and just defend.
Just defend. But I struggled with that all my career. So I was in the teams like they defend 10 players in the box. and how you attack there and avoid the counter-attack. Always it was like this in 9 years like a manager. So I know it's not easy because we defend small spaces, and normally all the teams attack a bigger space. And we defend a lot of spaces and behind when they defend small spaces. And it's not easy, but it's nice. When it works, believe me, it's nice.
Is this the area where you feel that your team needs to improve the most?
Yeah, I think last season we attacked quite well in that term, but we were not clinical in the boxes. And maybe we have now more people, but the quality of the players we have, starting for David Silva, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Rush, their ability to move in small spaces. We cannot do that. We cannot attack in that spaces where they have the big Gundogan as well. They don't have the ability, the quality. When you don't have the ability of this kind of play small spaces, you cannot play in that way. But of course, I don't know the way they're going to play, my opponent. I never know. I can imagine a little bit, but of course we can use the counter-attack when he's able to do that, the set pieces when we're able to do that, but especially attack freely, outside, inside. It depends on the movement of the opponent.
Hi, Pep. Sergio Aguero's now just 2 goals away from equaling the club goal scoring record. How special is that, and do you have any plans to mark that achievement?
Well, first I would like to say that is going to happen. I think he is going to take that record. Secondly, the second thing is that he has to be so proud, and Manchester City has to be so proud of that. So the same with the answer your colleague said for the guys who is a long time in one place and doing nice things and break that record is so fantastic. So that's good. So try to help him to score more and more goals and long time here.
Okay, and just on something else, you made progress in the League Cup in midweek. Jose Mourinho sparked a bit of debate by suggesting that competition might not be necessary. Did you have an opinion on that at all?
Quite similar, yeah. So business is business, but yeah, we have a lot of games, guys, a lot. You have to play the competition, but I think for the managers it's good for the people don't use a lot, but it's a title where when you win it's okay, but after that the people don't give too much credit. You don't promote to go to the international competitions. I think that prize is good when you win another one, and you waste a lot of energy, because you cannot imagine, you can imagine going against Tony Pulis teams in West Bromwich Albion and play 90 minutes there in that condition, and after 3-4 hours, Bas came back after 3 days later, Crystal Palace, 3 days later, Shakhtar Donetsk, 3-4 days later, the Stamford Bridge. So for the managers, it's a lot of waste energy, but we knew that before, so it's not complaints in that term. So we have to play,
Okay, guys, other questions in Spanish?
Hola, Pep. El Palace va acomiadar Frank de Boer després dels més 4 partits. Què en penses i si aquest canvi recent dificulta la preparació del partit de demà?
Bueno, hem vist 2 partits, amb Southampton i Huddersfield, amb el nou entrenador. Com a amic que soc del Frank, em fa molt de greu. Crec que tots necessitem temps. El partit del Barley vam jugar molt i molt bé, però la nostra feina és així. La nostra feina és o guanyes o et foten al carrer. I és tan simple com això. Em sap greu per ell.
So what do you think about Frank de Boer being sacked after just 4 games, and is it more difficult for you to prepare a game considering that they just play 1 game with Roy Hodgson as a manager? 2. Well, we watched 2 games against Southampton and Huddersfield with the new manager. As a friend of Frank de Boer, obviously, I'm very upset for him. Every manager needs time. I can tell you against Burnley, they played really well, but this is part of our job. Either you win or either you're out, and it's what happens in this role.
Next question? Sorry, Mr. Becker, thank you.
Hola, mister. El ojo del mundo se han puesto en Cataluña con lo que está pasando y obviamente en plano deportivo quería preguntarle si usted tiene alguna opinión al respecto. Hay 3 equipos obviamente en primera división ahora en la Liga. ¿Qué podría pasar si el proyecto sigue adelante? ¿Cuál es su opinión? ¿Qué es lo que debería hacer? estos equipos? ¿Debería mantenerse, salirse?
Al final, cuando un pueblo pide votar, pide usar la democracia, me parece que esto es lo más importante. Es decir, las situaciones sucesivas sobre si depende votar o no votar, si los equipos deportivos estarían o no estarían, es lo menos importante en este caso. Se encontraría la solución no sé cuál, porque es una situación nueva, pero la situación de Cataluña es muy sensible. Es decir, los anhelos y deseos de gente del siglo XX, XXI, pues son distintos de los del siglo XX. Y la gente joven de ahora tiene unas inquietudes que la gente del siglo XX, sobre todo después de la dictadura franquista, pues son diferentes. Y solo piden votar, la gente no pide independencia, la gente pide ir a votar, lo que hizo aquí con Escocia, con Inglaterra. Nada más que esto. Hacer el uso. Dice, no, son las leyes. Leyes hacen leyes y leyes cambian leyes. Porque las leyes se adaptan a las nuevas sociedades de lo que pide. Es tan simple como esto, no hay más.
I want to ask you about the political situation in Catalonia. What do you think it would happen with the Catalan clubs competing in the Spanish La Liga in the hypothetical scenario of the independence of Catalonia? Well, in the end, the Catalan people, they want to exercise the right to vote. They want to exercise the democracy, and that's the most important thing. I think it's less important what will happen next. I'm sure they would eventually find a solution for that issue in the Catalan or Spanish La Liga. Obviously, it's a really sensitive issue, but we are in the 21st century, and this is different people like last century. People change their minds, these new societies, and the Catalan people, they only want to vote. We are not talking about being independent or not, if we are going to get it or not. We just want to vote, like Scotland did it here a few months ago, and that's what the Catalan people want right now.
Okay, one more question for the embargo, please, just at the top there.
Hi, Coach. What do you think about the start of the season of Benjamin Mendy? Are you satisfied?
Yeah, he arrived injured. He didn't make a lot of training sessions. He gave us a lot of energy. But the same with Gabriel. I think we have a lot of gap to improve. That's amazing, like all of us, to help them a little bit to improve what we believe he can do. He can improve, but we're so happy.